what I wanted to do? Yeah. Is this really what I wanted to do? Yeah, but then coming to University of Ghana, I happened to reside in a Commonwealth, the Great Vandal City.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
so yeah, I was a Vandal. Yeah, so Commonwealth was part of the journey and then one thing that was exciting for me was that all my roommates happened to do mathematics before. So I
Okay.
was in a room with mathematics students, and then one of the guys actually did physics single major. So
Okay.
after doing his mathematical sciences, he's majoring in physics, and then the other one was majoring in mathematics and then computer science. So with that, it was kind of just being introduced into the system. But then I had people who had gone through the journey before me, so they were some sort of inspiration for me. They helped me found my feet. Yeah, it wasn't easy initially, as a fresher. You go to class and then the class is full. Meanwhile, you've gone 30 minutes to time, but the class is is full. And then you happen to just manage somewhere, and everyone is excited to be in a university. You don't know what you're doing, but you also want to just go to class. You stay at the lectures when they give assignments. You do, like, just to be in the system. Yeah, so that was how it was initially, but then yeah,
So
by my, yeah,
what
it
about
was okay.
your first day in mathematics class?
Oh, yeah. So first day in mathematics class wasn't easy. I actually had my first class in one of the difficult courses in the department, and that
Yeah.
was the scariest thing I heard when I told my roommate that I got EMS, Econs, Maths, and then statistics. And that is Math 123. That is the short, the course code Math one
Okay.
two three, and then the title algebra, and then geometry. So I went to class, excited to hear, you know, how mathematics journey had been,
Yeah.
coming to the university to continue that, even though it was something that I feared growing up. And frankly speaking, I saw stars the first day. I didn't see anything that was familiar, even though I took mathematics. Yeah, the approach was totally different from what I experienced in high school. Yeah, totally different. So first day of class wasn't really a friendly one. So when I came back to my residence, I quickly, approached my roommates. Guys, this is what happened in class today. I didn't know what went on, but then they should tell me more about this program that I'm doing, because when people say, yeah, the EMS, yeah, shark, I feel excited that, oh yeah, I'm also, doing a course that is yeah, well known. But then I didn't expect what I saw today, so they should brief me more. Yeah, so then they gave me the tips on how the program is like, and then how that particular course is really difficult, and there are a lot of F's being recorded in that program. I was like, no, no, this wasn't what I signed up for. The, math, the mathematics I wanted to do wasn't this one. But then, yeah, my roommate didn't leave me. He helped me, and then helped me get somebody who actually was doing single major mathematics. So he dropped the mathematics, but his colleague was doing mathematics. So the colleague coached me on how to learn mathematics,
Okay.
because I wasn't the type that usually studied mathematics, sitting with it. Yeah, because secondary school, you've been taught, and then they'll set questions on what you've been taught. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really don't practice much, but I've been managing it. I didn't like it growing up, but I've been managing it. So I
No,
thought it would be the same
it is
journey.
surprising to hear from you that you don't actually like maths.
That,
Someone who,
many people, yeah,
yeah,
many people
I
don't
mean, tell
believe
us
it when
more. We
I
really
say
want
that.
to understand.
Yes, so it started from my junior high school. The highest I got in mathematics was actually 49%, and that was my mock to my BEC. That
Okay.
was when I had the highest score in mathematics, and it was 49 out of 100. I was so excited because my grades were like 21, 37. So getting a 49 was really a good achievement for me. So when I took the BEC, I was really determined to, have a good score, not just to pass the other courses, but mathematics as well. So I
Okay.
had a 2. I was like, oh, yeah, this is a good thing. So I really wanted to do science, but I didn't get my science option in senior high school. I really
Okay.
went to, so yeah, when I got admitted to the secondary school, I went to the senior housemaster to help me change the program because I wanted to do science, but I couldn't get it. They want me to repeat. I was like, oh, no, no. I've not repeated class before, so this isn't going to be me. So let
Yeah.
me just take my art course. So I really dodged mathematics because in Ketasco you have the option to choose the electives you want to do.
Okay.
So I ran away to Ewe class first. The Ewe class, the teacher wasn't around. Then I went to CRS class. CRS class, the father teaching the course says that I have to sit in the course for 2 weeks before he registers me because I didn't come for the first day.
Okay.
I was like, oh, no, I can't waste my time. Then the next week, I went to elective mathematics class to see what is going on there, and there happened to be a quiz. I've not
Wow.
studied with them, and then there was a quiz. So I took the quiz, and then I had a perfect score. Like, oh, but the guy, you good. So let me just sit in this class. Maybe I'll really find my way around. So that's how come I started my elective mathematics journey.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been doing quite well. And then thanks to both man, yeah, he's really the NMSQ coach for Ketasco. The
Okay.
man really inspired me in the final year before I wrote my WASI, and I really understood mathematics from a different perspective. But coming to university, I was really ready to dodge it. So my plan was to finish mathematics in the first year, drop it, and then do economics and statistics. So that was the plan because I heard it's really difficult. So
Yeah.
I did that, and then after 1100, I went to speak to some of the lecturers, and then they advised me to really pick mathematics if I want to go further into economics because economics with mathematics is a good combination.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, unlike yeah, so that's how come my mathematics journey started.
Great. I mean, I'm just wondering. So, growing up through basic school to to GSS before you were done,
Yeah,
do you ever see yourself doing mathematics? Because you mentioned the best result you had was
uh,
40 something over
uh,
100,
yes, 49.
49 over 100. But I mean,
Yes, it's good
it
49.
is interesting to know that that never stopped your dream of pursuing maths. I mean, in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So now you got to Commonwealth. You were
yeah.
given Commonwealth. You entered the hall. I mean, you saw that it was full of guys around because you actually went to a mixed school, right?
Yeah. I went to a mid school. That's Keta. Yeah.
So coming to enter Commonwealth, how was the experience in Commonwealth also?
Oh yes, Commonwealth was a whole I heard about because my government teacher happened to be a vandal, so he was always preaching Commonwealth. Yeah, so I've heard about Commonwealth, and a colleague of mine actually went to school before me because I didn't go to school immediately I finished. Yeah, so he was there, and then I was telling him, Edmond, you have to get me into Commonwealth so that I can also experience this Commonwealth life. I learned a lot of good guys from University of Ghana are from Commonwealth, so I really want to be there. Yeah, so I actually got there, and then I liked it because it was something I desired. I want to be in the best hall in University of Ghana. Yeah, because I really like places that are renowned. They are noted for the good guys. So yeah, I got into Commonwealth, and then I really like the place, even though Commonwealth is being portrayed outside as a place for the bad guys, doing vandalism because the word vandal. But then Commonwealth vandal actually is an acronym, which is not the vandal we know to be like vandalizing things. It's actually an acronym, and so I enjoyed the neighborliness in the hall. That's where actually my journey started. How to learn? I learned it from Commonwealth. You see the
Okay.
guys, they after their morale, then at 12 a.m. you just pass by and you see that these guys are not around. So you think, oh, they are tired, they're going to rest. So I passed the reading room one day and I saw Commonwealth guys who were charging.
Charging.
We call it charging
Yeah.
from 9 to 12. These guys are now in the reading room. I was like, no, this is not, this shouldn't be the case. This is not what we expected. So if these guys are learning at the hour when we are in done something. This is not a good way to portray this culture. So I have to really sit up, and that's how
Yeah.
come my study got to a different dimension. Me sitting, I've never found myself sitting with books for long. I don't like it because I really want to understand most of the things in class. Yeah, so it was really challenging in the first year of university because I wasn't sitting up so much.
Yeah. Great. I mean,
Yeah. So Commonwealth was pretty great.
just thinking about this. What I know a lot of Commonwealth guys who are very sharp. I mean, I know
Yeah.
the tradition in the hall. In fact, there was a time they were doing a possession one time, and I saw guys with books. So you see them jump, shout, make noise, clap, dance. Then they will tend to look at how they fold the book and put in their back pocket. So you just see the
you know,
person tend
you
to
know.
look at the thing on the book and will continue dancing, And as you said, the whole have been portrayed to be kind of bad people, but the whole tradition of how they even welcome people to school. The,
Yeah.
the first one is it Congress
With
Court or something? They have
ma-
two
ma-
names,
mattress
Matrix
court,
Matrix
mattress
Courts.
court, and the Congress court.
I
That's
mean,
when you
it's
finish.
it's so
Yeah.
lovely. It's so
It's
lovely. Well, I
yeah.
was in the best hall in the university. You can fight with that. I mean,
Oh.
I was in the Kwafu Hall, the Hall of
we,
Excellence,
that,
but
oh yeah, we wouldn't fight it, but we are the only city in the university, so we take it like that.
interesting. Interesting. So I mean, what we are saying is that a lot of times when people are done charging, they go back to learn.
Exactly. Exactly. I've witnessed that. It's not a hearsay. I've witnessed it myself. And
Wow.
that's what changed my perspective about how I view boys in Commonwealth. Yeah.
And surprisingly, people think it's just all about shouting and making noise. And
Yeah.
I'm happy you are making it clear, and our viewers will also get to know that the whole idea about the hall is not just to make noise, but people actually go back to
Yes.
learn, to learn. And one thing
Yeah.
I like about Commonwealth guys is the neighborliness, the love. I mean, they will tell you if you touch
Exactly.
one person, you've touched everybody in the hall.
That is actually the N in the vandal. The N in the vandal is for neighborliness. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so somebody is asking the full what does vandal mean? So maybe that one
Oh,
you
okay, yeah. So I can just say it right
okay,
now.
great.
So the V is for vivacious, the A is for affable, the N is for neighborliness, D is for dependable, and then the second A is for nutritious, and then the L is for loyalty. So that is the
Wow.
full meaning.
Yeah.
If
So
I'm if I didn't misquote the second A, is it nutritious or alacrity? Maybe I'm missing it up, but then it's a very good word, not a
great.
bad one, as per
Great.
said. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean someone is throwing shout out to you that Jolali. Yeah.
yeah. Now or never.
Yeah, and there was someone who was saying VMate also giving you shout out
Shout.
over. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
great. So let's come to how was your normal day in Legon? Like your normal day when
Okay.
you wake up in the morning, because our
Okay.
concern is for our followers and listeners to learn about your experience in school, how you're
Yeah.
able to go through the process. So, how is your normal day? Are you the one who wake up and straight away you are in a group going to join line to buy Davis Gobe, or you go to basket market? How is your normal day?
Okay. So my normal day in the University of Ghana was just the usual ones of the previous speakers we've had on Dela-Connect. Um, I really I'm a nocturnal person, so I stay late in the night with
Okay.
usually my books. Yeah. So I wake up late, and so if I wake up, the next thing after my spiritual routine, I get bath, and then
You mean spiritual
I'm on my
routine?
lecture
Do you
journey.
pour libation or what do you do? I
Yeah.
mean,
Just my quiet time to just speak to my maker. Yeah, to
okay,
start the day well. Yes. So that's my spiritual routine that I mean. Yeah.
okay,
So after that, I get dressed, get ready for lectures, and then after lectures, back to my hall. In the
okay,
evening, I'm on the Sabbath field with Gesam.
okay,
Yeah, on our meeting days, if there's no Gesam activity on the field, I usually join rehearsals in the first year as well. That's for them royals, the singing ministry,
so it
and
means that
then yeah,
you were part of a Christian body on campus. You were also
yes, I was
part
part of
of
a Christian
groups. So maybe you can say
yeah.
a little about that. Kind of what activities were you doing also in addition to your studies?
Okay, so just before I touch on that, I heard a comment on from one of my colleagues that I don't have a social life. So my life is in a triangle. I have the triangle kind of life, from lecture hall to my residence to church, and that has been my triangle and nothing else. In the University of Ghana, I was part of GESAM. That was the major Christian body that I was in, even though there's Christian fellowship. So in GESAM, I was part of the prayer department. I
Okay.
joined the Royals. Yeah.
I think
So
Royals is a singing group.
yeah, the singing ministry in
Okay.
GESAM. I was part of the technical team because I was part of Royal. So the technical team also was a group that I was in. And then what the activities usually I'm on the field. That's where I actually learned how to speak publicly.
Okay.
GESAM actually presented that platform for me, where I'm moderating midweek services, facilitating midweek services, and then becoming a prayer secretary.
Oh,
Helped me
great.
to yeah, help boost my public speaking skills. Yeah, so yeah, those were my routine. I was part of the mathematics department solution space committee. Yeah, I was also in the financial committee at the point. Yeah,
Okay.
so I was part of associations, and then VOSA, not forgetting VOSA. Yeah, VOSA was one of the associations I partake in. So yeah, associations are a place to network because the university is a community. You can't just pass through. The university should pass through you, as people always say. You have to learn from people, add
Yeah.
value to yourself before you leave university. So yeah, those were some of the associations I was participating in. Yeah.
Well, this is interesting to know that you were fully participating in a lot of activities and I mean
Yeah.
groups. So, which, like as I asked earlier, which part of the day do you learn?
Okay, so I'm a nocturnal being, so you wouldn't see me with my books in the day unless there's a group meeting that I'm supposed to be with my colleagues. Yeah, that's when you see me in the day with books. So usually many people do not see me to be the learning type, but
Okay.
yeah, those who know me in Commonwealth know that in the hours of 11 to 4 a.m. you can see light in my room. That's when I was in level 300, 400, or when I was in 100 and 200, you will see me in the library or in the reading room at Commonwealth. So at night, not during the evenings or in the daytime, I don't really feel like learning those times. So when the environment is solemn, there's no one roaming around. Yeah, so that's the period that I enjoy learning. Yeah.
Okay. So you
So
mentioned
because
that.
of that, I wake up late.
Okay, great. You mentioned that you so do you engage in group studies also?
Yeah, so group studies had been a major component of my academic achievement, but not every group studies. Yeah, so in level 100, I was part of a group, and that is, yeah, it was a group we formed for our assignment. And then from there, we started to learn on our own because, things going on in class aren't things that are familiar. You need to really engage your colleagues to share ideas. So yeah, we meet, but it was just for mathematics. For
Okay.
economics, the class was so large that I had my friend from Ketasco, that's James Elom. Yeah, he was there. So yeah, he's been like my partner, and then Benjamin was also there. So those three,
Yeah.
yeah, those were my colleagues that I was usually with. But then I had the group studies in level 100. Fast forward in level 200 to 400, I had the Commonwealth guys. We formed a study group there. So we were always, engaging ourselves, discussing things. And then they were also like-minded people trying to achieve, a bigger dream. So yeah, that's what made my group studies a fruitful one. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So what about
So
libraries?
yeah,
Which
I actually
various
did group
places
studies.
on campus do you usually learn? So you mentioned, I mean, from
Okay.
from in the night, your light is always on in the night. So don't you disturb your roommates learning in the
Yeah.
night?
Yeah, so in the first year, I was in Commonwealth in the outer room, so I can't learn in the room. So in the first year, you will see me in the Commonwealth library. Yeah, but during the daytime that I had to maybe learn with a colleague, we usually go to the Africana in the BAM library. Yeah,
Okay.
or maybe in the evening, I passed through 24 hour. That was initially in the first semester. Yeah, I usually go to the 24 hour because I heard a lot about it. That's where people who like learning are. So I want to really see what's going on. So I passed there, but then because of the distance from Commonwealth to that place, and since I cannot close early, going back alone because I really do not have a lot of colleagues that go with me. Yeah, those times because they also have their learning times. So
Yeah.
what I do is to get a place close to my residence. So that's why I patronize the Commonwealth Reading Room. Yeah, for the first 2 years. But then in a level 300 of my education, and then the last year, I happened to be in the inner room for those 2 years. So my
Okay.
room is my study room. And my friend would say, I passed through the hall and then I saw light in your room. What were you doing? Yeah, so those periods were the time that I usually learn. Yeah, in the night. So I was alone in the inner room, so I could learn on my own in the room. Yeah.
Great. So, this is interesting. Your time in Commonwealth, as you just mentioned, is interesting to know because you make use of the reading room as well, and you made
Exactly.
good friends. My experience with 24-hour reading room is my first experience. I mean, I came to Legon, I heard about 24-hour reading room, so I was eager to
Yeah.
go. Quickly packed my books, and I got there. First time I slept throughout the night,
Oh, wow.
and I just woke up and I packed my books and I'm going back to my room. And immediately people see you descending from 24-hour reading room. Say, "Oh, the guy is a shark." I mean,
Yeah,
I
that,
actually
that.
went to sleep, but the environment is good. When you enter the 24-hour reading room, there are
Yeah,
more or less different compartments. People are learning in different rooms, and I think
yeah,
it's one of the good thing with the University of Ghana, a place where you can stay
exactly.
to learn till the next day. Yeah, so great. It is getting interesting. How were you preparing for exam? For somebody who came to the University of Ghana earlier, was not liking mathematics, came to the University of Ghana, was given mathematics, economics, and statistics, and end up graduating with 3.9 on 4.0. How were you preparing for the exam? Or you got the questions before the time?
Should I say yes? No. Yeah, so one thing that was helpful in my exam preparation was the fact that um, in our lectures, I don't really allow colleagues to distract me. I so much focus at lectures because I'm not the type that will learn during the day. And at night, you are alone. You don't have people to ask questions. So I really want to get things in class before I go back to my hall. And then when I'm learning, I know how to learn. And I make use of my course outline. University of Ghana, they do so well with providing students with course outline and the materials and what exactly you should pay attention to when you are reading. So I use the course outline, and then that is what guides my reading. Another thing I do is to get past questions.
Okay.
I'm not the type that really solves past questions as in calculating what is trying to find answers to the questions. But what I do is I do a thorough trend analysis, trying to see what kind of questions they set. And that is what helps me to focus on the area to study. So I don't try to find exact answers to questions, but then it helps me to know what area to prepare for. Because I don't really trust these people. You can prepare for past questions and you see something different in the exam hall, especially in the mathematics department and economics. You can really see a lot of things that you've not expected. So what I do is yeah, first year I was really using the past questions, but then subsequent years I was just using my trend analysis to see what kind of questions they said, and then the areas they send the questions are set from, and that's what I use in my preparation. Usually in the revision week, I like to be alone. So if we would do any group discussion, then that should be the last week of lectures. And in the revision week, I like to use it for myself. So the notes that I take during lectures are the things that I use to complement my revision. I read my textbooks. Yeah, I get a textbook to read exactly what is in the textbook. Then the last day or the last time to my papers, then I take my notes because that is what I have written. So that is going to be a summary for me, and I happen to be the visual learner,
Okay.
so I can actually picture a lot of things that I've seen before. Yeah, so that is what was working for me. I am a visual learner, and then I write things. So anything I write with my hand, I can actually remember it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, even though they will say, they will give you notes, I still want to write because I can easily remember what I have written, and I can add more to it from what I have read in the book. So that is how I was preparing for my exam. And then I also, share my knowledge with a lot of people. Yeah, even though I don't have a lot of friends,
Okay.
the few friends that I have are people that en- I engage in discussion and then solving questions. So before exams, there were times that we solve questions together, and you go to exam, what the questions you solve are actually there. Tho- you know, yeah. So that's one thing that propelled my discussion with others to share knowledge, because
Okay.
you might not. I wouldn't have prepared for that, but sharing knowledge, I happen to learn what I wouldn't have learned. So I share knowledge with people, and they share theirs, and add it to what I've already gathered, and it helps me in my exam preparation. And the last thing, which is supposed to be the first, is that I don't forget God in my exams. In the
Okay.
University of Ghana, there's this notion that it's not just about writing. There's supposed to be a spiritual backing to your exam. So whatever
Okay.
object of worship you have, yeah, pray to it, and let it go with you, because it's not just physical paper writing. Yeah, because it's not about what you know. A lot of things happen in the exam hall. You can forget things that you've studied. It's not that you've not studied it. So I don't forget God. Always praying to God to help me with retentive memory, and the spirit of excellence that is in Christ Jesus. I want to really demonstrate that. So those were my prayers, and then I add the effort to it, and yeah, God has crowned it. Yeah. So that was it.
So mainly you are saying that it's not all about just praying. It's not all
It's
about just reading your Bible, but you must
no
add the work. You must do
work to
hard
it.
work. Great.
Yeah,
It's important.
exactly,
And I'm
exactly.
and I'm happy you shared the point of saying that learning in groups is important, and also be able to share knowledge in groups.
Yeah,
And at least that will also help you to remember some of the things you didn't pay attention to. Yeah,
exactly.
but I mean, one very key thing you mentioned is how you don't allow your colleagues to distract you in class.
Yeah.
I mean, we have students who go to class and the whole of the time they want to talk to someone in class. And how
Yeah.
do you do that I mean, is it because you find a good place to sit at the front, or you actually don't sit with
Yeah.
friends in class, or how do you do that? Because a lot of
So
students who are listening to you
yes.
get distracted in class, so they might not even pay
Yes.
attention to some of the key things in class. Are you that person who let go friendship in class just because you want to pay attention on the main reason why you're in the class? What do you do, or how do you do it?
Oh, okay. So in my journey in the University of Ghana, I was mainly with my Commonwealth guys, Prosper, James, Benjamin, yeah, Freedom, yeah, those were the guys. And then we were always in mathematics class. For economics, you see me with Benjamin and then James. So
Okay.
those were my close friends. I don't sit with any other people in class. If you don't see me in class with those people, it means you didn't come to class. Yeah, so those were the people I sit with, and these are people who also are determined. They really want
Okay.
to get what is going on, so they are also not distracted. So my colleagues that I go to class with are people having the same mindset as me. They want to really make it for themselves. So no one is distracting anyone. We are all
Okay.
focused. So, and because I'm not the type that is popular, yeah, many people do not know me, because after lectures I'm not there. Yeah, I'm going to my hall, so I don't have a lot of friends who would engage me in class. So yeah, it helped me to be able to stay focused. Yeah.
Great. And I must mention again that the whole idea about trend analysis has occurred in our discussion over and over. Other people also
Yeah.
sharing the whole idea about trend analysis. Maybe in one of the upcoming days, I'll have to do a main video on what is trend analysis. It look
Exactly.
like students we are tending to become like lotto forecasters.
Analyst.
You see, when you see in the traditional setup in the village, you see people take lotto papers and they are doing trend analysis.
analyze what is going on.
Yes, to see that, okay, so this number came last 2 months and this date is like this, so it's possibly it might come again. Yeah, so maybe
Come
I'll
again.
do a video to help our listeners to learn how to do trend analysis with past questions. I
Yeah.
mean, to be able to prepare for exams. And I have some messages here for you. Someone is asking, Livingstone, who and what, let me read it, who and what has been the biggest influence on your academic journey? So, who has been the biggest influence on your academic journey? Do you have somebody like
Okay,
that?
so I like the list is very long because
Wow.
I'm not the type that really pick advice from one person. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I really speak to the few circle I have. I really speak to a lot of people. The first thing I want to mention is Presi Wisdom's Wisdom Kujaji, who happened to be
Yeah.
our president in level 100. He
Okay.
made the comment, and that is one that was one motivation that I kept with me, and that was
Yeah.
that if it comes to studies, study like there is no God, and when it comes to worship, worship like there is no book. So at every time, I try to do what is supposed to be done at that time. When it's time for
Okay.
my papers, yeah, I focus on that. So that was something that really kept me going. I always keep that with me. Anytime I'm doing something, I ask myself if that is the time to do that. So the
Okay.
right time to do the right things. And then Prosper Azameti, who happened to be one of my friends from Commonwealth, and
Okay.
he came with me to Ames Ghana as well. He's
Okay.
been one of the friends that was so, I'll say, influential in my life. He's
Okay.
experienced a lot of things, and so he really he was like a father to me and a brother to me on campus, making sure that I'm doing what is right at the right time.
Okay.
And if I need to, there was, so I was telling people that I dedicated my last result, that's my last semester result, to him, because I kind of got a bit depressed after my level 400 first semester result, because I saw that I put in a lot of effort, but
Okay.
then my results didn't reflect, yeah, what I expect. Even though I had three B pluses that semester and three A's for the six courses I took, but I was expecting all A's, so I was
Okay.
really depressed. Yeah, so I was depressed, and then this was a guy who always checked on me in my room to make sure that I was safe, and
Okay.
in class he made sure that I was paying attention just like I used to do, and every day counseling me, telling me, no, this is something, the goal is the future, it's not what has already happened. I cannot influence that, so I should really pursue my dream, make sure that the next semester I do what is supposed to be done to make sure that I do that. And then another inspiration happens to be my guardian, my mommy at home. You know, people always, sounding it in my ear. Remember where you are coming from, and then yeah, don't lose track of where you want to go. And then yeah, my lecturers in the department always motivating me. Yeah, you are good. Try to keep it up. Yeah, so the list is tall. Not forgetting my
Yeah.
grandmom, whose last words I really kept with me. Yeah, so
Great.
the journey is been, and then I was my my main motivation was that I was telling mommy that I like to get value for money. So
Okay.
I was sponsored in my education, so
Okay.
I didn't want to make it look like the one who received the talent and couldn't make good use of it. So I
Yeah.
need value addition to that sponsorship that I got. So I was really determined to, bring out the best in me, so that when next I need sponsorship, I can easily get it. Yeah. So those were some of the things that motivated me, and then it propelled me to reach higher.
Yeah. So you mentioned one person that I also know very well, brother Wisdom Kujoji.
Yeah.
And Wisdom Kujoji is, I mean, he's also a YouTuber. He does a lot of content
Yeah.
on kind of psychological related things, mental health.
Yeah.
I mean, our viewers can go and check up his YouTube channel. And I like the whole idea of what you said he shared with you, that learn like there is no God and worship
Yeah.
like there is no book.
There is
So it
no
means
book.
that you pay attention to what you must do at a particular time. When you are in the
At
classroom, you learn
a
as though
particular time.
God will
Yeah.
not, is not going to intervene. Then when you go to church, you
Yes.
pray and worship God as though your book doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
but
Yeah,
exactly.
that's really great because balancing between academics and social life, or so kind of social life, is very important in the university. Great. So
Yeah.
back to the issue of your 3.9. What does it mean to you to get 3.9? And before you even respond to that, I know that economics will drop you. You don't drop it yourself. That is the
Yes.
notion we all had in the university.
Yeah.
So how was economics specifically before we come to the 3.9?
Yeah, so I was telling colleagues of mine that economics was one of the courses that was challenging me. Actually, math was not really challenging me like economics. And they'll say, "Guy, be realistic. This is not supposed to be the case because math is not something that is for the weak." In quotes. But I happen to see economics that is challenging, so I spend most of the times reading books, like very big books, just to get what is being explained. Because the analysis you do in economics courses with small graph, and then they are doubling the graph with a lot of lines, and the picture is not becoming clear again, and you really need to do, because it's something that's modeling human nature, a very complicated one. It wasn't
Yeah.
easy, but then I happened to get a single major economics, but then
Okay.
I wanted a double major, so they didn't drop me. They gave me a single major, but I wanted a double major, so I didn't go for that. I talked to them, a coordinator, and then I was granted the opportunity to do the double major. So that's what I did. And when I finished and I got my grade point average, yeah, I shared with some of my colleagues from Keta who graduated before me, and then they were really excited that, like, "Oh, this is not anything. I really wanted something higher than this, but this is so okay, yeah." But people were really excited about my grade, so I was like, "You guys cannot celebrate more than myself, because this is my grade." So then
Achievement. Yeah.
yeah, you can't celebrate more than myself. So that's when I saw that, no, this is really something great. Yeah, because initially I didn't see it to be, yeah, something great, because people were getting 3.96, 3.94, and the rest. So yeah, I didn't really see, because what my mind was that people have studied difficult courses like engineering and stuff, and they've got high grades. So mathematics and
Yeah.
economics shouldn't be a course that should scare me not to get more than yeah, just a normal first class, but then a very high one. So yeah, initially I didn't feel that this is a great achievement, but then as time passed, I realized that, no, this is really a great achievement, and then yeah, it was something worth celebrating. So yeah, I was excited. Yeah.
Great. It's good to know, and we're also happy with you. I mean, and there's a comment from one of your colleagues from Nigeria.
Oh, my Nigeria
Yeah,
family.
yeah. I mean, hearing you from Nigeria, your aims, your fellow aims, Ghana, cosmate, great guy. That is Alabi Marvelous.
Yes, marvelous. One of my big brothers at
Yeah,
Ames. Yeah, he was really helpful here.
yeah,
Shout out to, yeah, I'm Omo Ninja.
and we have, I mean, people sharing them. Your passion for the things of God is admirable. Keep it up. Yeah, people are
Yeah,
throwing some
we thank God.
comments to you. Yeah, so back to the journey to Ames. And I really want you to give you the opportunity to talk about Ames because it looks like a lot of people don't know about Ames.
Yeah.
I got to know the first time because a friend of mine did his master's there. That is how I got to
Okay.
know. So, really want to give you the time to tell us what is AIMS and what does
Yeah.
the acronym stand for and what is the focus? Because I know there are also some funding opportunities over there also. So, if you can throw a little bit on that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. So AIMS stands for African Institute for Mathematical Sciences. It's a Pan-African institution, yeah, that has 6 centers in the African continent. There is a center in South Africa. There is a center in Ghana. There is a center in Senegal. There is also a center in Cameroon. There is a center in Rwanda, and 2 centers actually in Rwanda. Yeah. So AIMS is just uh, as a result of the philanthropic work of people from the African soil. So it's a Pan-African movement ready to nurture the talents on the African continent. So what is done at AIMS is they admit talented students from all over Africa. So you meet people from Nigeria, Cameroon, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Malawi, and all sorts of countries. And these are very talented and brilliant guys from across the African continent. And then you study with them. It's a full scholarship program. So you are awarded a full tuition, accommodation, feeding, and there is a stipend. Yeah. So you are
Wow.
supported to study your master's program. It's a 10-month intensive program, and AIMS actually had been dubbed African Institute for a lot of things. Yeah, you can do a lot of things at AIMS. Yeah,
Okay.
it is an intensive program, but a well educative and then a promising one. AIMS is actually dubbed in African youth the future of science. So AIMS is aiming at developing African youth to steer the frontiers of science. So that is actually the main focus of AIMS. So it's geared toward African youth. So if you are passionate about STEM program, then AIMS is a good opportunity for you where so what they say is that you only bring your head and you go with a lot of things in your head. So
Okay.
you don't spend anything. You apply a very competitive application. If you're admitted, you'll be offered a full year, right? You happen to get opportunities as a government of Ghana's scholar or a Mastercard Foundation scholar, which I was fortunate to be a Mastercard Foundation scholar as well. So that's AIMS Ghana. And then there are programs, in artificial intelligence. There is also stochastic, there's mathematical biology. There's also the physical mathematics, mathematical physics, and there is malaria modeling and machine learning. Yeah. So AIMS is actually geared toward quantitative science. So any
Okay.
program that has to do with mathematical sciences, AIMS is there, and then it's a good opportunity for you to have a very excellent education without paying money. Yeah. So that's AIMS. So before going to AIMS, I happen to hear a lot about AIMS, that it's a very intensive program and there's a full scholarship. And since I'm coming from a humble beginning, I really like scholarships. So that led me to seek opportunity at AIMS. So when I was doing my national service, my lecturers talked to me, guided me and educated me more about AIMS Ghana. And it was something I really dreamt to be in, even in the first year, because some of the TAs happen to go there after their service and they come back to share ideas to us in the Department of Mathematics. So it was something that I dreamed of. So it was a dream come true. Yeah. So that's how come I got to AIMS. I applied and I got admission with some of my colleagues from the department.
Okay.
Yeah.
So will you say that the way you were learning in University of Ghana was different, because this is a big one to complete with A plus distinction 4.0? Can you imagine? Like, how was it? Was the learning the same, or I mean, the system is quite hard? How was it? How you were learning for the undergrad? Will you say it was the same for the graduate course that you did with AIMS?
Yes. So AIMS is actually a different environment. It's kind of a bit different from the other master's program we know, even in Ghana. Yeah, because it's really intensive. AIMS is really intense.
Okay.
Yeah, you really have to stick to the focus, the goal, and the purpose for which you are admitted. That's why you don't pay any money. It's a full ride. You don't cook; they cook for you. You eat, and then they take care of your dishes. Yours is to just sit and learn. Yeah, so it's really intense. AIMS is really intense. But then the collaborative nature of the scholars around, just so like my brother Alabi mentioned, it's an institution where you have to network, you have to work with people. So teamwork was a really crucial part of my journey at AIMS. Yeah, I had lots of colleagues, very brilliant and talented Africans, sharing ideas with them. Having educational conversations was really fantastic. So mathematics is a universal language. It doesn't have barriers. You had francophones joining us, so those who speak Swahili. Yeah, so it was really a journey, very tough initially because it was really tough. Yeah, the way I learned from undergraduate was not working here, so I had to adapt to a new system. So it's like a switch, and you need to really button or buckle your shoes so that you don't really sleep off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's AIMS. AIMS was really intense, but then the collaborative nature of AIMS really made this dream come true. Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay, great. I'm going to ask you two questions, but you'll be responding to the first one while thinking about the second one.
okay.
Yeah. So the second question I want you to respond to is that throughout your whole journey, I would like you to give me 5 challenges you faced on the journey and how you were able to overcome these challenges. I mean, if not up to 5, maybe even up to 3 or 4. That's the second question. But the first one you answered before that one. Along the line, the discussion, you've been speaking about scholarship. So I want you to tell me, what are the scholarships you enjoyed on your education journey?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, scholarship is a major aspect of education, especially for those coming from a humble beginning. You cannot downplay the role of scholarship in your educational pursuit. So before coming to the University of Ghana, I really didn't have the dream of continuing my. I have the dream, but then it seemed to be shattered because of a lot of things, yeah, financial difficulties. So my dream seemed to be sinking. So I happened to be at OEB, and then I was talking to Mr. Hayford Krakasu from there,
Okay.
who happens to be the president of the Youth Association. So he knows a lot about my journey coming to the University of Ghana. The dream was
Okay.
really shattered, but then I didn't lose sight. I happened to get sponsorship from one of my cousins who really sponsored my education, my accommodation, my tuition. And then my parents and guardians supported me to get my feeding.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the first sponsorship. But then when I came to University of Ghana, just as is evident, studying in the University of Ghana is really expensive.
Okay.
So I sought opportunities from the Student Financial Aid Office.
Okay.
I got a 2 times sponsorship from the University of Ghana scholarship. I got Ghana Secretariat scholarship as well.
Okay.
I also got an award which came with some funding. That's the Sadu Vaswani, which one of your previous speakers also got. Yeah,
Okay.
as a promising economics. And then I also got the Mastercard Foundation scholarship to study at AIMS. And currently, I'm also enjoying the AIMS scholarship where
Okay.
I'm pursuing my MPhil. So, yeah, on a full ride. So, scholarship has been a very great part of the journey. And it is something that is going to help you. So, it means that, so to me, because of the availability of scholarships, financial difficulty cannot hinder your pursuit of academic excellence or your pursuit of your goals and your dreams because
Yeah.
of scholarship. So that's why I said that scholarship is a very important and a crucial part of academic excellence. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's it about scholarship.
So be thinking about the next question. Yeah. So just to
Sure.
mention, I was also a beneficiary of the University of Ghana financial aid. I also got that along the
Okay.
line.
Yeah.
I got a scholarship from
Great.
Ghana Scholarship Secretariat also. I remember, for my graduate studies in Legon, I got scholarship from Conrad Stiftung. I mean, very great from Germany. So
Wow.
we can't do without this on the journey. It's very important. I mean, you can, as in our age now, people are making resources available. And University of Ghana is good in that every
Yeah.
student pay a levy that is added to your school fees. And that is used to support other people who cannot pay their fees. I mean, upon going through the rigorous process, and I must say that the process in Legon to get through with Student Financial Aid Center is not joke. You can't just come and lie and they will give you anything. No, it's a whole lot of process,
Yeah.
and for you to continue and be on the funding, you have to perform well. So your semester-based performance determine whether you will be considered again for the next academic year,
Yeah.
and that is very important. Yeah, so it's good. I mean, you mentioned a lot, and I believe most of our learners too can follow and then jump on some of these opportunities to also get things from it. Yeah. So real quick about the challenges. What were your challenges? So
Yeah.
now
So my
we have dealt with financial challenges. We are coming back
yeah.
to learning. I mean, what were the learning challenges along the line?
So one of my major learning challenges was the company that I found myself in. Yeah, so getting somebody to share your idea with people that don't have social life. So I was kind of learning most of the time on my own, even though I partake in group discussion. I happen to be kind of sharing what I also learned, but there are things I really struggle to learn. So learning alone, it's not easy to learn alone, especially concepts that are, quantitative. You really need to spend most time. So that's just a major challenge I face. But then aside that, navigating the university system, it wasn't easy for me at first. And coming to Legon from the village, not being in Accra, it wasn't an easy one. So trying to fit in the system was also a major challenge. But then thanks to get some, and then a couple of colleagues who came from Keta, and I was able to find my feet in an institution that I found myself in, and then did my best. So that was another challenge. Another challenge I'll also point out will be in with regards to, is it trying to find a balance? Yes.
Okay,
So
balancing.
trying to find the best balance between my academics and then other activities like church activities, and then other is it extracurricular activities. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I participate in church program, but sometimes I trade off between academics, and yeah, it was really a challenge because I really want to do both and excel at both. So it was really a challenge. But then thanks to good planning and organization, and then resourceful people around, I've been able to manage those, and then yeah.
Great. Great. So, I mean, I really wanted you to share this because so that people who understand, our followers who understand that yes, everyone has a learning challenge along the line.
Yeah.
I mean, the issue about balancing is always there, and I mean, so you definitely have to find a way to balance it. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what about time management in Ames? When you were with
Wow.
Ames, what about time management? How was it? Was it that you
So
have totally sold your personal life, your so you don't have any, people when you talk to people always say that, oh, there's a part of them that they will not want you to interact with because they believe that is my
yeah,
life. So during
yeah.
your time with Ames, I mean, for the first masters, how was it? Was your entire time taken for academic work?
So aims was for postgraduate studies, so it means you a lot is demanded, because you need to understand thoroughly the field that you are pursuing. Yeah, so aims, just as I mentioned earlier, wasn't an easy one.
Okay.
Yeah, but then they don't just leave you to kind of go through the challenge. The program at AIMS is really structured in a way that there is a holistic development of the scholars they bring on board.
Okay.
So there are social activities planned, and they make it in a way a bit compulsory, so that you don't just learn, and then you feel you are overwhelmed. There is
Okay.
this, we have aerobics, we have fun activities, and end of block parties, and then we have outings just to release the stress. So the system is being organized in that way, structured, so that you don't have just your academic development. You
Okay.
are nurtured in every aspect, especially your time management routine. So you have assignment deadlines, and it is strict. You really need to meet it. A second after it, it's your own. It's going to be on you. So you really have to stay up to date with whatever is going on, and you'll be really exhausted. But then the other activities keeping you up will really keep you. So those were some of the things that made it okay to manage the system. It wasn't easy. There were points that it felt like, this really isn't what we signed up
What you
for.
set
We
up for?
wanted to we wanted scholarship, but then not really this. But then the program is actually structured so that you have a holistic development of yourself. So you acquire mathematical knowledge, you acquire research skills, but then
Okay.
you also acquire presentation skills, communication skills. There is a teamwork skill which is very core. So initial stages, you do a lot of group research, group presentations, so that you work with people from diverse backgrounds. And there's also that fun part of it where you have some engagements and some parties and some chit chat with your colleagues. No book, no mathematics, so that you can have that development, also so that you can actually cultivate some socialization and social skills. Yeah.
Great. I mean, that's good to know. Yeah, that you are able to manage your time with aims. Yeah. And then before we
Yeah.
wrap up, so I'm just telling them, our viewers to send their final questions before we wrap up. So
Okay.
what is the next journey for you? Are we looking up to in some next 5, 6 years to have you as a professor in mathematics, or economics and accounting, or economics mathematics? What should we be looking out for? Or we should leave it to the Lord. Whatever the Lord directs you to go, we should be expecting something big.
I would say that this is uh, for short, it's on God, but then I really aspire to be a quantitative financial guy. So I'm
Okay.
pursuing dreams in the financial mathematics. So yeah, I like money. Yeah, so yeah, I'm right now. My research at Ames Ghana is actually under the field of mathematical finance with
Okay.
some quantitatives. Yep. So that's what I'm doing currently, and I aspire to really, develop more intuition into the field of finance. Yeah,
Okay.
with a quantitative background. So that is actually my aspiration. But then I'm also, on God. Yeah, let me
Okay.
put it that way.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
as we have a lot of
because
people watching this video, people can also make recommendations, and also people will reach out to you soon with some
yeah.
advice on. Yeah, you were coming to say something before.
Yes, so I was coming to say that this hasn't been a journey that I really dreamt of. This is just the doing of the Lord. Excuse me. This is the doing of the Lord. So
Yeah,
yeah. So that's why I said that I'm also on God. Yeah, this is really something that the Lord has done for me.
yeah,
I didn't really dream of pursuing an undergrad education to even talk of doing a master's and being a valedictorian. It wasn't really something I dreamt of, because I thought, the dream had been shattered. So yeah, but God really did it. So
yeah. We thank God. So someone is saying in the comment, the guy is Shaq. He's saying that he should give me his head. Somebody is asking you of your head. You should bring your head.
oh yeah, so the person can ask the Holy Spirit who gives knowledge and wisdom so abundantly. The
Great.
head will be more than mine. Yeah.
Great, great. Then someone is asking that, do you have people you are currently mentoring?
Yes, so yeah, I have a couple of people, not a signed up mentoring, but these are people who look up to me.
Okay,
So not a formal mentoring, but then it is, let me put it in an informal way. I have people from my village, couple of guys, not mentioning names,
okay,
yeah, who really seek a lot of advice on career development, yeah, but they're not
okay,
a formal agreement, yeah, that this is my mentor, this is, yeah, but I have a lot of people that, I guide and then help to pursue higher education, yeah.
okay. So somebody is saying that, yeah. So he's saying and how are you able to influence them to realize their full potential? Yeah.
Okay, so first part, I think my life really speaks to them. So most of them really were drawn to me first of all by what they see me do. So one thing I believe in my journey is to really live what I want to get people do. So I live by that example. So if I want you to do this, I make sure that I demonstrate that myself. Yeah, so that that becomes an example for you, and you wouldn't say this is not something you haven't done. So you are, maybe leading me to do that. So that is one thing I do.
Okay.
My influence is mainly by living my example. Yes, so that example is living my life the way that will motivate you, so that when I say the same thing, my life can be that example for you.
Yeah. Great. So, um, Carl, you can reach out to him. So before we end, he's going to share his social media handles, and you can reach out to him um, in case of any kind of mentoring, if you need any kind of mentoring advice from him. Yeah, so that is great to have all your
Okay.
comments. So I'm going to give you the opportunity, as I mentioned to you, to advise our listeners. So, I mean, you've been in school for quite some time. You've done your first degree. You've done a graduate program. You are done. And because our focus is on learning, I want to give you the opportunity to advise our listeners, all our followers, people who come and watch this video on issue of learning and time management, how it went for you. So I'll give you the next 1 minute to 2 minutes. I mean, share your idea. I'm going to leave you alone on the screen to talk to our followers on learning, your advice to students. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dela-Connect, for this opportunity. So, what I would like to say is that there is this notion of hard work, learn hard, learn hard. But personally, what I believe in is a smart work, and then add God to it. So, God plus smart work is going to lead you into higher dimensions. So, first of all, I mentioned smart work. So that is just to learn with strategies. So if you want to learn, you should have a routine for your learning. You should know how your learning routine works. So if you are someone who learns during the day, it means you should plan your day so that you have learning times in the day and you stick to it. It is self-discipline that will take you there. And then if you are someone who really learns at night, like myself, then it means that you have a lot of energy reserved for the night, so that you can be able to learn and be determined. Determination, perseverance, all counts for your resilience, and then that's going to help you. One important thing is that as those in the undergrad and then every institution that you might find yourself in, lectures provide you with course outline, so you don't downplay the role of course outline. You don't just study, but you study the scope of the course that you are studying in the college, and then also seek advice, seek help. You cannot do it alone. A lot of resources are available for you online, and then you have some circles, but then you need to speak out to your lecturers, to your teaching assistants, seek help, and that's what will help you to be able to, overcome the challenges that you might face in your study journey. And most importantly, pray to God for knowledge, for wisdom, and an understanding, because it's not just learning that makes the journey wholesome, but you need that spiritual backing. You need God that should back you, so that you'll be able to realize your potentials. You cannot do it on your own. You need some strength, and God is the one that provides that strength. So add God to your smart work, your good strategies, your learning routine. Plan it and stick to it. Activities, make sure that you are doing them at the right time. If you want to hang out, fine, but then you should do it at a time that will not conflict with your study routine. It is very essential. Some of us couldn't have that social life, but then we are now trying to build it, because networks are very important part. you can learn in academics, but then you would need that networking potential to be able to strive in the industry. So it's very essential to add that to your journey. So I think I've been able to mention a lot of things. Teamwork is very essential. Yeah, and that will help you to realize your potential.
Great. Thank you so much, Livingston, for coming on board. In fact, you shared a lot of things that I believe most of our followers will learn a lot of things. Talk about God plus smart work.
Smart work.
Know what works for you. Stick to it. Be determined. Course outline are important. Study the scope of the program. Seek help. Talk to people. Pray to God for understanding. Do the right activities at the right time. Network. Take part in social events. And these are very important things to share with us. So a lot of people want to follow you on social media, want to reach out to you. So you can just tell us your social media handle so that people can reach out to you through those means.
Okay, so I'm on LinkedIn as Livingstone Agakpe Nyamadi.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my LinkedIn handle. On Facebook and Instagram, I'm Nali Livingstone. Nali is an acronym. Yeah, that's all my name, but people think it's my surname. That's
It's a,
actually my.
it's a Facebook. It's a Facebook
That's
is
actually,
what?
yeah. Facebook and Instagram, Nali Livingstone.
Nali.
That's my profile.
Okay.
Yeah, Naly,
Okay.
and then Livingstone. The Livingstone doesn't have an E.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Nany.
So that's on Facebook and Instagram. So those, yeah, Naly.
Okay.
That's,
Ly.
yeah.
Okay. Sure.
So those are the media that I'm on. I'm not on any other media,
Okay. Okay.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Someone is asking whether you are married.
No, I'm
Probably,
married spiritually to Christ.
probably. Let me ask this question. So, throughout your stay in the university, were you dating?
Oh yes, so in the university, I was single on campus, but when I go home, I'm not single. That's just to
Hey,
say that yes. So yeah, I had a girlfriend at I think in level 200. Yes. Yeah, but then when I come to school, yeah, that was one major challenge that I faced. I was not able to sustain my relationship because I was too
okay,
focused on my academics, so I wasn't balancing my social life with it. So that
okay,
wasn't helpful. Yeah, I think I wasn't ready for it. So yeah.
great. Probably, maybe the one who is asking whether you are married want to recommend someone for you to marry. Yeah, great. Yeah, so it's been good having you. And then
So
I mean, we hope you continue the good work you are doing, and we are trusting God that in the next couple of years we'll get to meet you again as one of the. You mentioned account economics, financial economics, right?
financial mathematics.
Good financial
Yeah, but
mathematics.
I'm also a quantitative economics enthusiast. So
Okay,
I'm really
okay.
interested in quantitative economics. Yeah.
Great, great. And I'm sure people will also reach out to you in case they have any challenges in some of these areas. And I mean,
Sure.
you can also support them. The whole idea is for us to support people, make learning easy for everybody. Thank you so much for
Sure.
coming on board.
I
And
really appreciate the opportunity.
yeah, and we'll meet again. Thank you.
All right. Thank you too.